Welcome to the 217 Recovery Podcast. I'm Corey Winfield. Sorry I'm a little late tonight, and it might sound a little bit different tonight. I'm trying something new. You might think, well, Corey, why wouldn't you just try that instead of actually trying it and posting it? I don't know, man. Just call me lazy. I'm just trying to tell you I'm working on something else right now. Just trying a different technique to give a podcast to you, because the UFAM rally's coming up next Friday. We're so excited to be there. I was talking with Jessica today. I had lunch with Jessica, and Jessica works for NMRE, and she was wanting to know more about the podcast and what we're doing with 217 Recovery. And I told her, we go to different events, and yesterday Rob and I went to this mental health awareness deal. I know Lisa's probably like, that's not what it's called, but it's something like that. But I even asked a question, so I felt good. And at the end, everybody came up to us and they're like, hey, we want to know about 217 Recovery. I was like, okay. But so that's what Jessica, we had lunch, like I said, but it was very interesting. She was telling me about the UFAM rally and how much fun it is. And she's like, there's music. And she said that she didn't know the name, but she said one of the guys from Jackass was there and he was talking for 3 hours, telling his story. And she was like, I've never sat and listened to anybody for 3 hours. She's like, I didn't think I could. But she was like, it was great. It was wonderful. So if you are facing, addiction, having a hard road, maybe come out and celebrate, see how fun it is. Being in recovery is fun. A lot of people are, well, I don't want to tell them that I can't drink, or, that I use drugs. I don't want them to know. Well, you don't today, do you? And if you do today, well, hey, you can change that. Maybe today's not your day that you're going to start, but I'm telling you, life is really good. Not having to chase. How many times I've heard that from people? And I'm not a heroin user, but they're like, man, I don't have to chase that next fix. I don't have to do that anymore. It feels so good. And just that alone is just amazing. The guys tell me. And I know how that feels like. I can't just have a drink. I can't just have a sip, because it'll take me places which will end up in the hospital. But I can't do it. And I'm not ashamed of that anymore. I'm not. I manned up, and they say acceptance is one of the big things that you have to deal with. And once you get to that point where, yeah, I accept it. And if people are going to judge me, they're going to judge me. Keeping on drinking or keeping on using isn't going to change their opinion of you. And that's what we're trying to do with 217 Recovery. We're trying to get the message out there. Hey, man, we're people too. Yeah, we made mistakes. Everybody makes them. And like I said 1 billion times, I think I said it last night, or not last night, but on Tuesday, everybody's in recovery from something. Some people are addicted to sex. Some people are, I could go on and on, but you know what I'm saying. And it's just great, though, that people like Jessica and people like you, listening to this podcast right now. I mean, if you could see me right now, you'd probably laugh. I'm sitting in my car with my iPhone recording this podcast, because I know Thursdays there's a podcast and it's supposed to be done by 9. Technically, it doesn't say. I always leave myself out. Technically, it doesn't say Eastern time. So, I mean, that's a technicality. But I was actually busy and getting very excited. I was ordering some things for the rally. I got something that I think is going to be so awesome. When I tell Rob, he's probably just going to roll his eyes and go, what? I swear to you, I do a great Rob impression. And that's a spot-on impersonation of Rob. And that's exactly what he's going to do. When he hopefully, I don't know if he'll listen to this or not. He might. But if he does, then he's going to go, oh, I don't sound like that. You make... That's exactly what he's going to do when he hears this. So anyway, though, I'm excited about it. That's all that matters. You should be excited too. Musicians are going to be there. I'm hoping that there's some food. It'll be fun, though. And I checked the weather for Friday the 17th at UFAM Rally, Lansing, right there at the Capitol, baby. Letting them know that, we're here and we're going to unite to face addiction. and that's what we got to do. And it'll be a fun time. There's lots of people. I know probably just personally, I know 35, 40 people going. I mean, not all together, but maybe even more. And if everybody like myself knows 10 people going, I mean, geez, like if those 30, let's just say 30, if those 30 people know 10 people who know 5 people, who know 2 people, and if all those people are going, it'll be fun. It's going to be a blast. Like I said, it's a blast already. We're having so much fun, just getting the connections, getting to know people. And thanks again to the UFAM people. Not people, but you know what I'm saying. The UFAM organization for giving us this opportunity to be there. They're going to let us set up a tent, give us space. And Scott said it's right up there, right up to the front. And that's just huge, man. It really is. So that goes to show you that 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, I had never dreamed of this. And people come up to me. People are sending me messages all the time. And not just friends. I mean, Missy, you sent me a message today. That was awesome. Or you sent it to 217 Recovery. But that was awesome. Sorry I didn't write you back. I can make another excuse for that. John, he wrote me something that just inspires me. And sometimes I have those moments where I'm feeling down. And I'm doubting myself. And I'm doubting, like, what am I doing? Like, is anybody listening? Is somebody getting something? I hear a lot of negative stuff from people. Not a lot of negative stuff, but from the same people. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter. They don't have to listen. If it's not helping them, then, hey, they can listen to something else. But if it's helping you, I really appreciate it. And you don't have to send me an email. You don't have to send me something on Facebook. If you're inspired to, that's fine. But as long as I know that, people are, or that you are listening and it does something for you every day, then that's all I can do. Because like I said, sometimes I have those days where it's not making me want to drink, but I can see where you add about 15, 20 of them up right in a row. And I don't know, I didn't drink today. That was awesome. I didn't drink. It was great. I had a great little day at work. I know it was work, but no, my job is fun. It's like I'm blessed. When you start doing those right things in life and you start setting, it's like when you build a path, or build a path, when you create a path or build a bridge, you just add a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And as long as you know where you're going, or at least in the right direction, it helps out a lot, especially if you're in the right direction. But if you're going that way and you're heading that way, it's just like when you keep doing the right things and you keep laying that next brick, or, cutting that next weed to get through your path, it just makes it so much easier. And you don't have to go back. You don't. And like I said, my job's awesome. I mean, everything's just lining up more than perfect, really. And it's because of God, and because I'm doing the right things. And I trust in God. There's a book by Steve Harvey. It's called Jump. And if you told me that I would have read a book by Steve Harvey called Jump, I would have told you you're crazy. I watch my Family Feud, but I don't know. After I read that book, though, it taught me a lot. And not really taught me a lot, but it opened up my mind a lot. How much do you trust God? And God wants you to succeed. He wants you to have a beautiful wife or husband, whatever. He wants you to be happy. And how you're happy is basically how you're living your own life. You can make yourself happy. You're the only one that can. Did you know that? Yeah. You can make yourself happy. But you have to do it in a right state of mind. Not saying that everybody that doesn't drink or have an addiction is just walking around on cloud nine. That's not true. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying only you can make yourself happy. If there's something you want to change it. If there's something you want to do it. And if you fail, hey, you failed. Dust yourself off, get back up, try it again. And that's kind of what his book's about. He says, jump. You have to come to a point in your life where he said he did. He's like, I'm stuck in this job. And then he got to a point where he was just content. And he was like, okay, I'm playing it safe. I can play it safe. I can play it safe. I can go through the motions. But one day he just said, I got to jump. I got to take that leap. I got to take that leap of faith. And he even admits, he didn't know what he was doing, but he knew that his belief in God and that God wanted him to do the right things and God wanted him to succeed. And he knew he knew he could do it deep down. He was fearful, but you just have to kind of push yourself off the ledge. He said, you got to jump, and know that God's there to catch you. And ever since I read that book, though, I've just been thinking too, and even though I didn't take the jump till recently, but I was afraid to, I was afraid I would get judged. I was afraid people would listen and go, oh, he doesn't have that much recovery time. It doesn't matter. I've been battling this for 4 years, and that's a long time. I mean, 15 centers in 4 years, that's crazy. And I met a lot of good people in there too. And I think all of them were like, hey man, if you were to start a podcast, I'd definitely listen. They better be listening. And if they're not, hey man, it's probably just because they don't know about it. That's what it is. But anyway, this is going to be a short one. It's just me tonight, and I apologize it wasn't longer. I don't know. Maybe just hearing it makes you do something. I don't know. Makes you kind of look at yourself or something. I don't know what I'm trying to say at this point, but I do appreciate. Jesus, please let a brother talk. Anyway, sometimes it's harder than others. It's easy just to turn on a microphone and talk, isn't it? Anyway, I got to get up early tomorrow. But anyway, UFAM rally. If you need tickets, go to the website, 217recovery.com. Apologize for stumbling. I'm tired, but I had to make sure that this was getting out there, and I had to thank Missy, John, Keith, Greg, Beth. There's another B name too. It wasn't Brittany, but thank you guys for the emails, for the messages through Facebook. Really do appreciate it. And you don't even know, like, it just lifts my day up. It truly does. And again, thank you. And we'll talk to you again on Saturday night.